Madison Carter is 25 years old, single, and works at a company. She's lived a comfortable life with her family, which includes her mom and dad. Her mom has always been a stay-at-home mom, which surprised her friends because it's rare these days. Her dad's job was a mystery until, during a family dinner, her parents finally revealed that he's an investor. Madison wasn't too surprised because she noticed his interest in money, business magazines, and phone calls that seemed important. They laughed together about her figuring it out on her own. Now, Madison works in the IT industry, where she believes women have good opportunities and a chance to work from home. However, she goes to the office every day to keep up with her co-workers and learn on the job. Her company is quite traditional, even hosting events like a company trip. Currently, Madison and her co-workers are on a two-night, three-day trip to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, a mountain town with beautiful hotels and hot springs. While everyone was relaxing, enjoying the hotel's peaceful surroundings, Madison sensed something strange happening. She was the only one at the hotel entrance, and when she asked the staff what was going on, they shared some surprising news. Feeling uneasy, she decided it was time to put a secret plan into action for the company's sake. On the last day of Madison's company trip, a big problem came up. She realized she'd been left behind after everyone else had already boarded the bus back home. Rushing to the front desk, Madison asked about the bus, but the staff confirmed it had already departed. They checked with the group leader to ensure no one was missing. So Madison figured her senior co-worker was to blame. He told her the wrong meeting time on purpose. Madison remembered that her senior had told her they'd meet at 2 p.m., but the actual time had been 10 a.m., with the bus leaving at 10:30. With no other option, she tried calling her co-worker, Lana, hoping she could help. Unfortunately, every call went to voicemail, likely because Lana was on the plane. Madison needed to be back for an important meeting the next day. The company president had specifically asked her to attend, and he'd seemed worried. She tried calling him too, but he didn't answer. Leaving a message, Madison explained she'd been stranded and might not make it to the meeting, though it wasn't her fault. Normally, she'd pay for her own way back if it was her mistake, but this time she felt set up. The senior who left her behind must dislike her, she thought, and she was certain he regret. Once the president realized she was missing from the meeting, to cover her bases, Madison called a trusted contact, Dan, to explain her situation. At the moment, Dan, who had just gotten off the plane, saw several missed calls and a message from Madison on his phone. Lana suddenly realized something. Madison hadn't been on the bus. She checked her voicemail and listened to Madison's message. Lana, it's Madison. A senior tricked me, and now I'm stuck at a hotel in Steamboat Springs. I have an important meeting tomorrow, but I'm not sure I'll make it. Can't you casually ask why I'm not there? Confused, Lana wondered what was going on. Madison didn't sound as panicked as she'd expected. Instead, Lana felt more flustered than Madison. Determined to find out what happened, Lana asked the senior, who had just boarded the bus. It seems like Madison's missing. The senior smirked. Oh, we left her behind. She must be freaking out at the hotel right now. Lana was shocked. The senior's been tough on Madison lately, probably because her work is better than his, but laughing about this seemed too much. She took a deep breath and kept her cool, then asked, Sir, Madison mentioned an important meeting tomorrow. What's that about? The senior seemed a bit rattled by her questions. Looking around nervously, Lana quickly caught Madison from a quiet spot and told her what was going on. Yeah, I figured he was messing with me, Madison replied calmly. Are you sure you're okay for the meeting? Lana asked, concerned. I handled it, Madison assured her. I had to get help from someone I'd rather not, but it's all sorted. After double-checking, Lana decided to trust Madison. She went back to her senior, explaining what Madison had said. He looked a little relieved, but his smile was tense. Meanwhile, Madison was making the most of her time. At the luxurious Jackson Hole Hotel, she'd let Lana know, left a message for the boss, and reluctantly used some insurance she'd prepared just in case. Now, there was nothing left to do except enjoy her unexpected free day. She relaxed, moving between the sauna, the outdoor pool, and the heated stone lounge that evening. She enjoyed a delicious dinner with fresh Pacific seafood, local veggies, and meat, which made her bad day turn into one of the best days. A loud voice from her boss jolted Madison awake from her morning call. "Where are you right now?" he demanded. "I'm at the Jackson Hole Hotel, where the company trip is," Madison replied. The boss went silent for several minutes, clearly stunned. "Boss, hello, are you there?" Madison asked. There was no answer, and she imagined he was probably in shock. Today was a critical day. For the company, they had a major meeting with a rival, and they just received a call from the bank threatening to stop their loan. Cash flow had been tight, so this meeting was crucial. Madison could almost picture her boss's face going pale, the top of his bald head practically turning white. "Don't worry, we have insurance in place," Madison reassured him. Her calm voice seemed to give him a glimmer of hope. "There's something else I need to discuss with you about Mr. Wilson." After an hour of explaining the strange events of the company trip, her boss was speechless. It was understandable, considering the critical meeting was happening that day and she'd almost missed it because of a prank. But Madison assured him they'd still make it to the meeting on time, and even in the worst-case scenario, the insurance would cover them. She ended the call, certain that Mr. Wilson was now getting an earful from the boss. Madison quickly prepared to leave the hotel, caught a flight, then took a bus to the office, arriving just in time for the 2 p.m. meeting. When she entered the conference room, her boss looked like he was about to cry. The other participants forced smiles, relieved she'd made it. The truth was that the meeting would have gone well even if she'd been late. Madison had known her father was involved in the current loan situation all along. She hadn't mentioned it to anyone at the company, but after Mr. Wilson's prank, she had no choice but to use it as her trump card. "After hearing my story, my dad said, you made a smart decision, Madison. You looked for the best outcome and acted on your judgment. No parent would refuse to help with that. I felt a bit like I owe my dad a favor, even though I wanted to succeed on my own. I used his help because I care about everyone at work except for Mr. Wilson. I wanted to protect the team, even if it meant bending my own rules a bit." Since the meeting was over, and I was tired from the flight back from Jackson Hole, I told them I'd like to leave early and head home. I hadn't heard what happened to Mr. Wilson yet, so I wondered if he'd show up tomorrow. The next day, I saw Mr. Wilson with a gloomy look on his face when I asked Lana. She said the president had given him a serious scolding and even cancelled his promotion. It was a hard blow for him. I walked over, pretending not to know anything, and said, "Let's do our best today, Mr. Wilson." He hung his head and gave a weak response. At least he didn't lose his job. Hopefully, it's a lesson for him. Now, time to focus on today's work.